And welcome back to JKLive live here at Citizen Television. We're having a great conversation with Gen Zs here. But first, I want to take you back to a story we've been telling you all evening. A gentleman by the name of Philip Aroko was a person of interest mentioned by the police to surrender himself in the case against the assassination of Kasipul Member of Parliament, Charles Ongondo Were. So he has surrendered himself. He's at Gigiri police station right now. And we can go live. His lawyer, Dunstan Omari, is talking to the press. Take a listen.
He attends. Free, we know very well. And we have instructions that the reason why Mheshimiwa Aroko is being called to appear is to make him not attend the funeral. Politics of exclusion during funerals will not survive in this country. Mheshimiwa has a right to attend and bury and proceed with the final rituals of the late Sir Charles, the Member of Parliament. Anybody scared of his popularity, anybody scared on his popularity, rumor has it that they want to detain him, charge him for murder, deny him bail. The law has been settled. Kapondi, Mheshimiwa Kapondi, was elected when he was in prison, serving a sentence, a jail sentence.
That's Mheshimiwa, the lawyer, Dunstan Omari, talking about Philip Aroko, who surrendered himself to Gigiri police station. And we'll bring you more. We have our very own Odie Francis on the ground. He'll be giving us more as the evening rolls out. In the meantime, back to the Gen Zs in our conversation. I was telling you guys before the break, and Mark, you can start with this one. It's going to be a year next month. It's already been a year. Where are you guys right now? You know what I'm saying? Have you guys given up? Are you there? Are you doing what you did last year? Are you criticizing? Other than, you know, online, what else are you guys doing?
Yeah, I think perhaps before I answer that question, just on a friendly banter with my good friend Kaswelva, you know, sometimes, Jeff, especially when you're asking somebody a question, somebody who is really good in articulation, they can take you in circles and circles, and finally you don't deduce one final direct answer.
Is that Kaswell?
Yeah, I think he's a good example for that. The best way, normally, how you handle such people is that you put them on a binary spot. Like for Kaswell, you should have asked him, are you supporting broad-based, yes or no? You would have got where he stands.
I will answer it because, you know, sometimes we could let people off the hook very easy. No, I'll answer. Let me answer. I'll yield my time.
Okay.
Yes.
But I'll need to answer this one.
Okay.
It's a very simple question. Do you support the broad-based government? And he correctly shrugged in the beginning. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And he said the broad-based government, and I do not want to do that. But there is a very clear answer. We at the Orange Democratic Movement, as a party, we have conditions that have to be met for us to support the broad-based government. And I'll walk you through it very quickly. I can only support the broad-based government if there is meaningful inclusion of youth in all public life and governance. Are the youth included? You answer. If the government is committed to the protection and the strengthening of devolution, is it doing that? If it is actually inputting, promoting economic investment in the youth, is it doing that? Is it upholding leadership and integrity in governance? Is it safeguarding the right to peaceful assembly, which Mheshimiwa Ruto was trying to do away with sometime last year, who now sits in cabinet? Is it truthful in its audit and reduction of national debt? Is it just in its fight against corruption? Is it focusing on prudent raising and management of resources? Is it keen on the protection of the sovereignty of people? So as a party, now that is the thing which I'll tell you. You just need to sit down with your pen and paper, ask yourself, out of the 10 things I've listed, if you tick the boxes, if it is one, the answer is no. The higher it tends towards 10, the higher my answer.
Okay, so does that mean you do not support the broad-based government?
I do not, if they do not meet these conditions.
Mark, why are you laughing?
Yes. Because it's dodgy.
Jeff, my brother knows we have been in this space for a while with him, especially in the streets. Jeff, when you ask a politician a question, there are two things. One, there is that which is literally being said, like all these things you're reading to him. I don't think if you even perhaps anybody remembers 5 of what
it's the MOU. You can find it online.
No, just listen. But secondly, there is the motivation behind what is being said. Caswell doesn't want to be politically not aligned with Raila Amolo Odinga. That's the motivation of whatever he would say. So even if Raila Odinga will dismiss all of these ones and bring a new list tomorrow, he will tell you he will support this one.
Will not.
But now,
I was with him just before I came to this interview.
I think
I've been with you in this space. But now back to your question. In terms of political alignment towards 2027, I have opined, this is my personal view, and I have been castigated so much on this. I still believe if election was to be held today, William Samoei Ruto will still win the election. And not because William Samoei Ruto is popular or because he has majority of the votes. In fact, William Samoei Ruto approval rating as per today is at 12%. The one factor that will make him to win this election is because of the disorganization amongst us young people, although we are the majority. And these have always opined that a disorganized majority can never win against an organized minority any day, any time. William Ruto knows where to get his numbers, the churches, where he stands on the Land Cruiser, everywhere he goes. When you come to this side of the young people, it is too disorganized. There is no one candidate these people are aligning to. We do not have one narrative that we are aligning to. And even if you look at the so prospective candidate that the young people are supporting, Matiang'i has done one fundamental mistake. And this is the mistake. Matiang'i's candidature, the euphoria as to whether Matiang'i could be president in 2027 was built as a good riddance or as a byproduct from the Gen Z thing. The mistake that he did is that he bypassed to the historical patterns and started as he went back to solidify his tribal base. So as to how the Kenyans will be looking at him in the next 2 years is not really the Gen Z candidate. I don't think the Gen Zs are right now as much excited about Matiang'i candidacy like a year ago. Why? He will be now perceived based on the tribal synthesis that, he has started from a tribal alignment, and that's how he'll be perceived.
Okay, hold that thought. Wanjira, you are shaking your head.
Yeah, I'm shaking.
I'm wondering where...
Yeah, it's because I am wondering where all of this is coming from. We have never been aligned to Matiang'i, not last year, not this year. We do not think any fundamental change is going to come from people who have been in politics before for years, because it is not. They have had the positions to bring change, and we are here as a country where people are still dying in their own country, where we still don't have structured healthcare, we still don't have education. So what you're saying is we need to be more organized as the young people of this country in order to field a candidate who we can all rally behind.
Yes.
That is your point.
Well, that's my point.
Your point is not, we are not supporting Matiang'i the way we were supporting him last year, because that's besides the point. But we need to be, I take your criticism in that we need to be able to consolidate our power. And in answering your question about what has been achieved, a couple of things. One, we have been able to see who really is for the people. We have been able to see, and you did not shrug, you are on point when you call it a bread-based government, because that is exactly what it is.
Bread-based.
No, it is not.
It is.
Broad-based.
No, it is not. It is broad-based.
Well, from the people's perspective, it is a bread-based government, because these are people who are not coming together in the interest of the people. They are coming together in their own personal and how even they are coming together is on the blood of the Gen Zs who up to now have not gotten justice, and it threw me off. What I was saying is we need to be able to consolidate the gains that we have made. And one of those gains is that we have been able to see who really is for the people and who is not. The political class has drawn a clear divide that you are the people and we are the political class. And it is easier for us now to sink that boat that is not pro-people and to have a leadership now that is a leadership of social justice, a leadership of sanity, of civility, of the rule of law, of human rights, which is what we've been lacking for decades in this country. Yeah.
Can I go on to Mohamed Abdullahi?
Yes, Jeff, thank you very much. Jeff, and I strongly disagree with Mark. One, this idea that social media is not a political venue is one that is long gone. Social media is a political venue. So for anyone who thinks that political venues are only rallies, that person is lost, I think. I think what the young people are doing, or all the organization that happened prior to June 25th were all done on social media. All of that is organizing. All of that is people who are alive to what they want. It is people who are calling each other to come out and fight for what is good for Kenya. One key advisor of the president called those young people social wankers. We got to know that they are not social wankers. By his own admission, later on, he claimed that politics is a contact sport, and now that you have come out in your numbers, well, welcome to the ring. Those people came to the ring courtesy of social media. So social media is and will continue to be a political venue. If people or Kenyans on social media were useless, members of parliament, politicians would not be taking to the microphones in every funeral and in every rally to respond to young people on social media. So I strongly disagree to that. So the idea also that the change must happen today. Yes, we would love it for that to happen that way. But political wins probably happen in duality. So they could happen today, courtesy of a revolution, which we haven't gotten. But political wins could also happen slowly and gradually. And they could ultimately result to what Kenyans want.
But do you have the patience there, Mohammed? Do you have the patience to wait another 10, 15, 20 years?
If the needs, if the circumstances demand that we wait, I think I and other young people have the patience to wait it out until it happens. Our ultimate goal is for that justice to happen. We let it come 5 years after today, efforts will be put for it to come sooner than later. But if circumstances demand that it will come slowly and gradually, I think Kenyans have the patience to wait and to get that justice and to get the Kenya that they very much want. Matiang'i has never been the candidate of any young people. I'm shocked someone thinks Matiang'i is the candidate of any young person. Yeah. We know Matiang'i as the strongman of the Jubilee regime that put this country in extreme, crazy debt, as the guy who occupied the office of the deputy president during the Jubilee regime. We know him as the strongman internal security minister. We know him for the Ruaraka land saga. No one knows Matiang'i for any good. Yes, exactly. And the killings during COVID and all of those things. So anyone who thinks Matiang'i is a savior, lost,
yeah,
I would argue.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go to Reverend right now in a little short while, but let me ask you an open question. If it's not Ruto, if it's not Matiang'i, if it's not Baba, Salasia, guys, give me a name. Someone, give me a name.
People vote on familiarity.
Give me one name. Don't give me an essay. Give me a name.
I must give you an essay because it is not just about a name. Think about, and I speak as a person whose party leader has contested national elections severally. Think about when he announced his presidential candidacy in 2007. It was in June or July. Therefore, our name right now is neither here nor there. It's useless. The people will chant whatever it is that they want to chant, but when the time comes and the right person comes along, he will...
Mark, what do you say? You're laughing over there in the corner.
No, but you see, Jeff...
Do we have a name?
Me?
No, do we have a name?
No, I will vote for William Ruto.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah, I will vote for
him.
What?
You heard him?
Why?
No, because of many reasons, but, because of also... There's one thing that there's a general feeling that I'm getting, especially among these panelists, and there's one thing. Elections are not won via a momentum feeling. And I think this is something that perhaps most young people may not understand. Election is a process, okay? Election is not like a one-day thing like the finance bill that you go and turn it down. Okay, election is a process. It's something that you believe you 2 years.
You haven't asked the question, Mark. She's asking you why Ruto. She's asking.
I think William Ruto has done fairly well.
Done what?
He has done fairly well. I think the one
done
challenge.
What?
No, this is the thing.
Contextualize, please.
This is the thing. William Ruto has come with an alternative way of doing things. Kenyans who are familiar with, especially the, how do I say, physical developments. In the past years, there was so much, attachment to physical developments. What William Ruto has done, he has come with a systematic development way of doing things. That's why he started by changing the health system, the educational system, a number of these systems that he was changing.
And why did those Gen Zs protest a year ago if he's doing so well, Mark?
I think I do agree that we had a problem with the finance bill, right? And I think there has been continued discussion, and I think continued engagement with the young people, deliberate by the president, especially in starting even the UDA Comrades chapter, in engaging the young people.
Yeah, Reverend.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of...
I want to let me
internalize it first.
Yeah.
And just one
Let me go to Reverend. Hold on.
No,
Reverend.
let me assist Wanjira so that I can just throw it to her.
Yes.
One, we have continuously said that when things are working, they are working. And I love how you brought the example of how the health system has changed, because actually, brother, it has changed. Because people are in hospitals, they can't pay bills. Shiv, Sha, Shu, whatever is not working. You are, I don't know if you're still in school, are you still in uni or something? The university funding model, the CBC that we are still trying to figure out, mathematics in, mathematics out. Yes, he has changed, but is it changing it for the better? You know something you think, and actually I thought it was just the political class that thought, we are not as naive as you assume. We are sharp. Kenyan people are sharp. Kenyan people are informed. The Kenyan people are demanding for better governance. And even when you say the story of organizing, they are organizing in what they can right now. And I agree with our lawyer here that we are trying what we can do. And so if we are talking about these national issues, the political class, you included, are mischaracterizing the citizens of this country. There is definitely a mischaracterization of who the Kenyan people is, who are, and especially the youth. And that is why I am hearing you saying, you young people. And I'm like, okay, old person.
Young person.
And so there is ignorance of the dignity of the people and the depth of the civic engagement. You are saying that the young people don't have a plan, but I am sure that the people of Kenya, not only the young people, do actually have a plan. And the plan is this. In 2022, the election was issue-based, where people wanted, were voting in terms of issue. But I think in 2027, the election will go onto the integrity way. So last time it was issue-based, but this time it might be integrity-based. And yes, we are looking at value systems. What is the value? Just like the way our brother Kasmol is saying, if we're looking at ODM, what are they standing for? Is this what we want? If it is this particular candidate who wants to run for president, what are they standing for? What we want is integrity. What we want is the right ethos of our country, and that is what we are calling for. And so it's not that the Kenyan people don't have a plan or they don't know what to do. Kenyans actually, most times, and many young people, we might not really know the personality. And as Kasmol is saying, that yes, we might mention names, but then the political field might really change, because at the end of the day, there are no permanent enemies and no permanent friends.
It's all about interest.
And things will change. It will either be bread-based or broad-based, whatever it will be, but the landscape will change with time. But what we are seeking for is we are asking for value, for accountability. We want to know what is happening. We Also on what the young people, saying that young people don't have a plan. I have had young people talking about how can we be able to vote for whoever we will choose. And how do we turn from the age of 16 years, because by 2027 they will be ripe, from 16 years and above, how will we get all the young people to go out and vote? Because they will be ripe. You choose the political party you want, but values, what we value, our integrity as a nation, our integrity as a people becomes very, very important. And that is why I think that now patriotism, or rather our hope for the next president or for the next leadership of our country, is not based on one person, that this person is our hope. I think 2002 Kibaki was the hope, but now as we approach 2027, our hope is our future as the Kenyan people. Our hope is what is going to work for us and our children. Again, you have asked about what was achieved from the protest up to now. One, the young people and the Kenyan people got a voice, and they were listened to. They made noise online, if that is what they call noise. They were in the streets, and we cannot say that the voices of the people of Kenya was powerless at that time, or even now. And the reason why they keep on addressing the people on social media is because they know it is a force in itself. And so if it is a force in itself, you do not address things that don't concern you, right, Jeff? If someone is saying something and it doesn't concern you, you're not there at all. But the things that you know matter, you actually do talk about them and try to sell fear to them and to put in fear for them so that they stop doing what they're doing. So me, I'll encourage the Kenyan people on X, everywhere, if you're doing your online, wherever you are, you're organizing yourself. If it is social media, speak out. If it is you with your friends, speak out. Again, what else was achieved? For me, I feel a lot of civic engagement really happened. I really enjoyed hearing the finance bill in the different languages. And I honestly can't wait to see this year's finance bill being translated by the young people to different people so that we may understand. Oh, this is what the government is saying. Is this working for us? Yes. Is this working for us? No. And so the achievements are there for the protest that was there. And that is why there was a BBC documentary that our political class was so against. And that is why they're keeping the comments and saying those comments of people die every day. And so we can strongly say that the protest in 2024 was a success. We deeply feel, and we really get sad. Personally, every time I hear of protests, I remember people like Rex Masai. And you're like, oh, you died, and I know that you died for our cause. And as Abdullahi is saying, that hopefully we can be patient enough to wait for that change, even as we do what we can now. Because the older generation is already used to paid and being mezoea kukaliwa, mezoea tu kuteseka. And now you're expecting us to do the same thing. Why were we given free education by Kibaki? Why were there so many past wins of the past presidents for us to make it better, not only for ourselves, but also for our children and our children's children? And I think that is why we are here, to have our voice heard, to at least make a change where we are, so that we can have a better Kenya, a good Kenya that one can actually be proud of.
Yeah. Yes. Folks, I'm going to take a break, and you're all saying the same thing. I mean, you're all saying wonderful things, and hopefully that can be translated down the line to actual, achievements. Because, like you said, us older people, forget about us. We messed up the country, messed everything up. But there's hope, like you're saying, Wanjira. There's hope for your generation and the alphas behind you. So don't give up. In the meantime, we'll take another break right here on JKLive. Come back. We're going to go to the magic wall as well, folks. Lots of reactions coming in thick and fast. Let's keep hearing them. At Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JKLive. JKLive takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.